We're here for the 2029-2030 offseason, and if you notice, we are on opening day. So I had a kind of a plethora of issues trying to record this offseason. One, Out of the Park just decided to crash every 5 minutes, which really messed up the moves we were making. And two, my recording was messing up, and it would just kind of end my recording because I didn't have storage. So I didn't really know what I had recorded and what I didn't, and I didn't want to piece that all together. So I just kind of got to the end here. Just going to give a quick, not quick, but give a recap of everything that happened. First off, in the postseason, the Rangers, so the Rangers were the best team in baseball last year, they went and got a ring. The surprising part is they played the Pirates. The Pirates went on a run. Game 5 win, Game 7 win, take down the Dodgers, and then they lost in 7 to the Rangers. It was a spectacular series. The Pirates were up 2-0, and then it was down 3-2, and then they had a Game 7, and they were up 2-1 into the 9th inning. They brought in Paul Skeens, who isn't bad. He's the ace of aces. Brought him in to close it down, and he 2 runners got on, 2 outs, and Josh Smith, of all people, hit a walk-off 3-run homer. So the Rangers won the World Series off a walk-off 3-run homer in Game 7, much like Joe Carter for the Blue Jays, who hopefully win it tonight. That's when I'm recording this Game 7 of the World Series. But yeah, the Rangers are champs. Let's kind of hop in where we would have been at the end of things. So Justin Steele had a player option for $12.5 million. He opted out of it, bet on himself, signed a deal that was less than that, and then tore his rotator cuff. So I don't want to say bullet dodged because, I would have brought him back for this money. But he isn't back. We got a new budget, $230. We lost a lot of money in that budget, so we just kind of had to make do. We saw a trade here. Jackson Holliday went to Detroit. Reese Olson to Baltimore. Prospect list here. Gillibo, who we know a lot about, the guy we really liked. He's starting the year up for Chicago. We'll kind of run through the prospects once we get to the top because the new list just came out. For arbitration and whatnot, let's scroll up a little bit, and I'll show you what we did. We went and re-signed Mick Abel to a 1-year deal. He 43 overall. $2.9 million. It's not going to hurt us. Jack Dreyer we brought back for a 3-year deal. He, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. He's been excellent. No point not to bring the guy back. And for that money, seemed like a pretty slam dunk move. Harry Ford also came back. We signed him to a 1-year, $4.4 million deal. So he is back with the team. Roki Sasaki, $2.5 million for 1 year. He's back as well. We're just cutting off the arbitration for these guys. We saw, so let's get to the awards quickly. Gold Glovers, we actually had a few. Dylan Cruz, Slade Caldwell, and Mason Wynn all won, the Gold Glovers here in the American League for us. I'm not going to click on them because I don't want you guys to get spoiled on where they went. Josh Benson's not someone who I knew of. He's now at AAA, but he won a Gold Glove for San Antonio. Yeah, San Antonio. National League guys who won it. Anthony Hueso, who I didn't know about it, but this is his second. I think I probably said it last year when he went and won it, and I was just like, oh, yeah, okay. Mason Hauer, who's kind of a two-way guy for Colorado, but not very good at it. He went and won one. Nothing too crazy. Reliever of the year went to Ben Albelt. He was a 5th-round pick in 2025 for Texas, and he's been an absolute dog. He started games in the World Series even. These per nines are ridiculous. 3-war season, definitely well-earned. Definitely someone who's a threat. Big lefty, 6'3", side armor with an elite slider sinker. So that dude's insane. Ronnie Enriquez, the former Twin. If you guys didn't know that, Ronnie Enriquez was a Twin. Yeah, see? And with in the Kiner-Falefa trade for Mitch Garver, who then we traded Kiner-Falefa the day later for Gary Sanchez and got rid of Josh Donaldson. But that's not important. NL reliever there, Camilo Duvall won it for Pittsburgh. He now signed to the Rangers, the reigning champs. But he was really good in Pittsburgh. He spent half the year there and half the year in Colorado. Got the closing role and was shutting things down for him, except for in Game 7, I guess, because they went to Skeens. But you always go to Skeens in that moment, I think. But yeah, so Camilo Duvall went and won it there. Silver Sluggers. Oh, and one of the lab guys we put in was Keishel for his defense. He's frustrated here, but you'll see the update he got. So Silver Sluggers, we had Dylan Cruz win it. I think that's the only one we had. Mayer won it for the Red Sox. Strassner, who was that rookie who looked to be a dog, won it for them. Anyone else? Suarez been a dog, obviously. He got to 500 homers, hit 56 this year. Just an unreal run he's been on. NL Silver Sluggers, Johnny Severino, who's kind of the star, kind of. He also, spoiler alert, wins Rookie of the Year. Unbelievably good for them down the stretch as well. Bryce Aldridge, who was like being a projected top guy for a while for him, he's here. He's a dog. Ryan Clifford, which threw me for a bit of a loop, led the league in strikeouts for 3 straight years, but he gets a Silver Slugger because he finally hit 40 homers. He's been decent. Kevin Alcantara is a dude for San Diego, which is really cool. I love Kevin Alcantara in these saves. He just never develops for me. And he got acquired for Robert Suarez, who then we traded, who's now in Toronto. But we'll catch you up on that. Bryce Turang, who's a 73. Which is awesome. Bryce Turang is great. So he's getting paid too. Milwaukee's spending money. Wow. So that's that. Rookie of the Year in the American League was Jeff Melanson for Cleveland. So another guy in our division who going to cause problems. He won it. Severino, we mentioned, won it. Top manager for the American League, which I thought was really cool, was actually Justin Turner. And, if you're thinking that Justin Turner, yeah, that Justin Turner. He's been the manager there for 3 years. So Justin Turner is, leading the Rangers to some really good baseball. And he won it. And then Steph Flugel for Milwaukee won it back-to-back. And then the American League Cy Young was won by Garrett Crochet. And if you're wondering, Garrett Crochet's a Red Sox. Not anymore. He was a free agent who went and signed with the Yankees. So, Crochet's a Yankee. The Red Sox didn't bring him back. He won 3 straight Cy Youngs, and they went, you know what? Too rich for our blood. Kind of what the Tigers are doing in real life with Scooble. He's gone. He's a Yankee. But very clearly won. Unanimous Cy Young winner. National League Yamamoto wrapped it up. He was a dog last year. He goes back-to-back, I believe, right? Or no, he took a year off. But, he was excellent a year ago as well. So he's been the ace of aces for the Dodgers. And then American League MVP, no surprise, Wyatt Langford. Such a dog. Was an animal for that team. And then NL Michael Busch, also just an animal. Really, really good year with the bat. Those were kind of the award winners. And then we saw, Chase Burns got traded. That was a big moment. He got sent to Arizona, so Arizona trying to buy so they can keep competing in that very good NL West. He already got extended. This was like a 1-year extension to avoid ARB. 5 elite pitches has led the league in K per 9 for the last 3 years, 200 strikeouts for 3 years in a row. So the Reds shipped him away, and he's now in Arizona. What else do we have here? We did have this successful moment for Luke Keishel. He did improve his infield defense. Spoiler alert, he's still going to play first for us. Now making $13 million. So Luke Keishel had a positive update. Jesus Luzardo, we tried to re-sign, and he wouldn't take a deal, and he did before the game crashes. I had him re-signed, and then my game crashed, and then came back, and he wouldn't do the deal that we agreed upon. So we filed the QO on him. He chose to be a free agent. Bubba Chandler then got $8 million here in arbitration, and then we said, Bubba, that is too rich for our blood. We sent him away. He's a Met now, and we brought in Brandon Sproat. So Sproat was really good a year ago. Lowest home runs per 9 in baseball, 4 WAR season, just an animal, and he's the man. So we're really happy with that extreme ground ball captain personality class, which this team needs So Sprout came in on that trade. Players already appreciated him. Free agents filed. Here were some of the big names. We mentioned trying to get Michael Garcia. Did we? You'll find out. Some interesting trades here. I'm just kind of going one at a time. See what the next thing was. I want to see what the next thing that we did. Cody Bradford retired at 31 to be a missionary. So, I mean, do what you got to do, brother. Schneider won like the Fall League MVP. He hit like 11. He broke the record for home runs. Yeah, he had 12 homers. So that was like a very interesting story. Emmanuel Clase got traded to St. Louis. That will not be the only move St. Louis made. St. Louis was very active this year. They just kept getting dudes. So those deals happened. Jacob Wilson got acquired by Toronto. Bo Bichette was a big free agent. So they went and pretty much got their replacement, kind of signifying that they wouldn't bring back Bo Bichette. So they went out and got like a elite contact bat there in Jacob Wilson. Other deals, we made a big one here. We traded Dylan O'Ray, who, I'm still a fan of. I still really like the guy. Elite speed, captain personality. It's just the gap power that pretty much does him in. He was the guy we got for Cole Young a year ago. We also traded Cam Schlittler, who, you know him because of that Game 3 start in the Wild Card Series this year. But he just wasn't it for us. Out of options, wasn't going to be on the Major League roster. Easy trade, and we went and brought back Griffin Jax. And Griffin Jax is back with the team. We actually have an update about Griffin Jax. Griffin Jax won't pitch for us this year. He partially tore his UCL, so not very cash money. He was unbelievably good a year ago, partially tore his UCL. We're not paying all of this. So the reunion didn't happen. Bo Bichette signed with St. Louis. Like I said, St. Louis wasn't done, and they're still not done. They went and got Bo Bichette, absolute animal. We were trying to get maybe Bo Bichette or Michael Garcia. Bo Bichette, we were not here on the money for Bo. This is a little rich for our blood, but a really good deal to get him to, St. Louis. And then we signed a catcher here, Motoshi Hayashi. He was one of the international guys that came in. He had this, I think before he had like a 70 power. Yeah, OSA had him. Okay, maybe. Our head scout didn't like this. He was at 70, and this was all at like 45. But he was interesting enough. We wanted to maybe go get a third catcher for our team, and the power was intriguing. So we offered him a deal, and he came in. And as we kind of reached to the winter meetings, Cade Smith signed a one-year deal with Portland. So kind of a random deal there. I did not know he went to Hawaii. So from Canada to Hawaii, and now he's in Portland. Interesting deal. I don't know why he didn't go to like a team that was 100% going to compete. But money talks. So he went there. Kevin Gausman, first Nate Eovaldi, our former friend, went to New York. He's a Met. He was wrecked before this, and then he ruptured his UCL at 40. He's probably done. He had an excellent 12 games with us. I still miss Nate Eovaldi, but his career's pretty much cut down. He's done. Kevin Gausman joined the reigning champion Rangers. He's wrecked, and now he's in the bullpen. So less interesting now. Matt Boyd to San Diego. We got the draft lottery results, and we don't have a top 6 pick. So, again, we just kind of continue to get unlucky. We lost Mason Wynn. We didn't bring him back, so the fans had a reaction to that. And he actually went to San Antonio. So Mason Wynn to San Antonio. Pretty team-friendly deal. 7 years for about $21 million AAV. So, really not that bad. Like, fine deal for them, so good for them. Igawa is one of the top international guys. We threw an offer at him for like $6 million and $7 million, and then he said no. Let me do 8 to 9 or 9 to 10 or something like that. And then I was like, all right, this is a little rich. And then he signed for this. But I mean, yeah, because of course we're the Twins. But he's a Japanese guy going to the Dodgers. That makes 100% sense. But unfortunate, but he's signed there. Cody Bellinger also got traded into the division. He was like a 55 guy when it happened. He has kind of plummeted down. He's struggling the last like year and a half pretty much. Really good a couple seasons ago, but now he's kind of not what he once was. So that was an interesting trade at the time. Now, I guess not really. And then we made our first two signings of free agency. Jesus Luzardo is back. He is a Minnesota Twin. 3-year, $20 million a year, player option at the end of it. Perfectly fine deal. This is pretty much what we agreed to with him, except for like $22 million before my game crashed. So Jesus Luzardo is back as a Twin. He's going to be the number 2 guy for us. We have nothing but faith in Jesus Luzardo. He was really, really good for us the past 2 seasons, and we want him to continue that into hopefully a playoff year. We also brought in Ben Joyce, so let's rejoice for Ben Joyce. Fragile guy, really good fastball. He didn't want that much money, literally $1.6 million, so kind of an easy one. He hasn't been great, but we'll see if he can kind of turn back the clock and do what he did 2 years ago for us. And here was that moment where Garrett Crochet signed with New York. The reason it's like you have been informed, which is kind of like the, hey, you offered this guy, he signed elsewhere. The reason we had that was we were just seeing if he would do like a $30 million a year kind of thing. And he was like, I want $48 million a year. And we were like, okay, have fun in a massive market in New York or Boston. And he chose New York. He chose this crazy contract. Edwin Diaz went to Toronto, so all of the AL East just stockpiled up on pitching. Another guy left to join the rival. Matt Olson left the Braves to join the rival in New York to join the Mets. The Blue Jays signed someone else too, and I don't know. I remember it being like right next to this one, but it's not. Luis Robert signed with Houston, but he's not very good. Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah, Bobby Suarez. So the guy we had a year ago, he's in Toronto as well. So Toronto bolstered up their bullpen a good amount. Got those 2 guys. And an interesting trade here. Trey Turner joined the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Phillies, right? He was in Philly last year, I think. Yeah, Phillies just decided, hey, we're just going to send you away. You know, traded to him along with some money for Nate Furman, who at the time was like a 45 guy, is supposed to be something here at 28. So it kind of was like a money dump, and now it might be you're getting a quality player. But Trey Turner joining the reigning National League champs. So cool to see if he can do something for Pittsburgh this year. I'm rooting for him. Brian Abreu chose to go to Boston, so they decided to spend their money on Brian Abreu and not the 3-time back-to-back Cy Young winner. So Boston definitely made an interesting choice there. And then George Springer, who was, excellent in the first year or 2 of this, signed with St. Louis. Like I said, St. Louis is not done. So 40 years old, and he's still kind of got it. Still a dude. Let's see if he can do it. He missed all of last year with the post-concussion syndrome. Yeah, so he's missed 2 full seasons in his last 2 injuries. So hopefully he can just play, just be on the field, and they're paying him $43 million to do that. So George Springer, a Cardinal, and Mason Miller, who shockingly was a Rocky last year, signed with them for 1 year. Or no, traded there? Was he traded there? He was traded to the Rockies. So that was kind of a random deal. He, for some reason, didn't go back. He became a free agent, heading to the Mets, 3 years, $31 million. Pretty easy. Yes to that for both sides. So Mason Miller's a Met. Will Vest. Oh, my mail just broke. Okay, let me scroll all the way back down here. This game is just not my friend today. Will Vest and Dennis Santana also went ahead and joined St. Louis. So they're just buying everything they need. And then we made a big move. We made a trade with the Cincinnati Reds to acquire Ellie De La Cruz. So Ellie De La Cruz is a Minnesota Twin. We were trying to go and get Maikel Garcia. Maikel Garcia started to just become an unbelievable negotiation. We were at $28 million per year for 7 years, and then it was okay, $30 million a year for 7 years. Okay, $32 million a year. Then I was like, okay, let's do $30 a year for 10 years. And he went, I want 40 mil now. So we moved a different direction. We had to get a guy, and we got Ellie De La Cruz. We sent 4 prospects in return. Santiago Castellanos. Not really upset that we got rid of him. 3-pitch pitcher. He's 21. This controlling home runs is bad, and he's fragile. Fly ball pitcher. A-OK getting rid of him. Ruben De Alba. 2-pitch pitcher. 25 home runs per 9. Home runs allowed. Former international guy that we signed. This is fine. I'm fine trading that for who we got. Ernie Nobrega, one of the, I think we drafted him. Yeah, 4th-round pick formerly. Fragile. 20. He really just traded him because he's fragile. So he got sent. And then Enrique Jimenez. We signed that catcher from Japan. It was, Enrique was like a fine number 2, not a number 1. So he got sent to Cincinnati as well. And Ellie De La Cruz is a Minnesota Twin. And then, we had our Hall of Fame results. Zach Greinke got inducted in this year. And then we, this is around the time when the international amateurs opened up. And we signed a good amount. Juan Ramos was one who, damn. Oh, here we go. So OSA doesn't like him, but our guy does. Well, we don't really have him completely scouted. But Juan Ramos, we got him for cheap, $360. So Juan Ramos came in. Ivan Gonzalez was the big one, though. He's already the 16th prospect in baseball. An absolute animal. Might be coming into Minnesota here. He's 16, so we got 10 years till he's here. But big get for us, Ivan Gonzalez. Who else did we sign? We got Oscar Banderas, shortstop. Not going to be a shortstop long term. Put another guy who was available for cheap that we went out and got. So Banderas was a guy that we signed, and I think we signed one more. Yeah, we signed the catcher here. Roger Liddell, not Roger Goodell. We didn't sign the commissioner. But Roger Liddell is in 16, very much so a project. This bat is not anywhere yet from Wagga Wagga. All right. And so, yeah, he's here. Those were the guys we went and got for the international free agents. And there was an interesting guy who, I didn't think was anything, but he signed a massive deal with Chicago, and now he's out for 4 weeks. From Taipei, Jinglei Wei, 46 overall guy, but elite power, elite eye, but, he's going to strike out every at-bat. And Chicago threw a bag at him, 7 for 130. So, just an interesting signing there. We then got 10 more mil in our budget, and Michael Garcia finally decided to sign for, let's see this deal. Michael Garcia is a dude. I really liked him. We really wanted him. He signed 10 years, 440 mil. So I really wanted to be battling and trying to go get him, and I thought we really could. But this was never in the conversation. We were never here. We were our final offer came in at 10 years, 297 mil. We were never 10, 440. So Michael Garcia is a Met. What are you going to do? We got Ellie De La Cruz. Bunch of other guys just kind of signed here. Ranger Suarez became a national. 4 years, whatever. But something very interesting happened. The Cincinnati Reds moved, and now they're the big train. The Columbus big train. I am sorry, Reds fans. That is just hysterical, though. There's no way I don't just let that happen. Justin Steele, like we said, landed in San Antonio towards rotator cuff. Bieber in Chicago. Andres Jimenez, who we kind of looked at for a bit in Colorado. And we're getting closer and closer to kind of the beginning of the year. Chris Sale went to the Angels. I don't think we might have made one more trade. Freddie Freeman going home to Canada. I thought this was really cool. Signed with Toronto. George Kirby to San Fran. What else happened? Sandy Alcantara, our former friend, heading to Washington. Hopefully be a starter, like an ace there. Starter, obviously, is going to be a starter. He was fine last year for Seattle. He had a fine tenure there. And then we got to, spring training. And in spring training, we got our player development updates. Doug Schneider, put him in for generate bat speed, try to tap in, poor development. So his avoid K went down, and I'll be completely honest, this is updated since I last looked at it. This didn't go down. The power went up. His power was at 65. This was at 55, and it's jumped back up. His contact went down. That's fine. Well, it's really not, because at least the potential is still there. But Doug Schneider, 70 power, he might play himself into the lineup this year. We had a successful control update for OP Skinner. He's up to 45. He's in the bullpen to start the year. We'll get to that. No improvement for Linebacker. Outstanding for Chris Hart, but it didn't change because this is out of the park we're talking about. Zaire Hope had a successful update to his power, but he was a guy with an option, so we sent him down. Just to start the year, he'll probably be first up. Mike Soud says it was successful. He's still got 40 control because this game is insane. No improvement. Poor for Slade Caldwell, quality of contact. So this contact went down by 5, I think, because it was at like 65. Oh, no, maybe not. It said it was at 65. I remember it being 65, but maybe I'm just wrong. So he had a poor development, but he should be fine. And then Lee Rawson, up to 45 control, successful for him. And that was kind of everything. Obviously, Griffin Jacks suffered that torn UCL. He'll be done for the year. Everyone who had like ties to the Twins got hurt. Nate Eovaldi's done for the year. What else? Justin Steele done for the year. DeGrom done for most of the year. And then we kind of reached, opening day stuff. The poll ads want us to stay close to 500. I think we're going to do better than that. Top 100 prospects, Nelson Fernandez is now number 1, and he's getting close to the majors. De Jesus, a guy that we've talked about a lot, number 2. Gillibo, Dog, starting the year up for Chicago. He's up. Bill Young for St. Louis. They have 2 guys here. Nate Jenkins, who's unbelievably good. This guy's going to be a stud. He's up. Mokia, Paul Parker, Zollinger, Akbar. I don't know much about him. He's a international free agent signing from Central Africa. So that's cool. He, where is he? He's in Detroit. So, a guy that's in our division that's going to be something. And then Lacoste here at number 10. Full report, we are up to number 4, actually. So that's really cool to see. Our, international guys have really helped us. Roshin looks to be an absolute stud. I'm really, really excited to see him develop. He's going to start the year at A-ball. That's where he ended last year, and he was excellent. We might have a guy there with Roshin. Ben Blair, who, spoiler alert, is on the Major League roster. The control on home runs has developed. I think this draft league really brought it out of him or something. I don't know. But he's on the Major League roster. Bonita will be traded, probably. 61 prospect. We just don't see this. Our head scout, we just don't see it. So, 3-pitch pitcher, 20. We'll see. And then Linebach up here as well. Spoiler alert, on the Major League roster, his gap power did go up. I'm pretty sure, because that was not what it was. I don't think. But yeah, those were our top prospects. We've made it to opening day. Let's kind of meet the roster. Let's see the team. Our lineup 1 through 9. Dylan Cruz is hitting leadoff. He had a crazy good spring. He was leading the league in everything. So he's the man. We trust him. Borafren had an awesome spring as well. So he's actually in left field. We're starting him in the outfield. This glove is really good. Borafren's going to hit second. Luke Keishel hitting third. He's going to be a first baseman for us this year. And then hitting cleanup, our new guy. He wanted cleanup hitter. He struggled a little bit in the spring. I said, I'm just going to do whatever you need to do, Ellie. If you want to be the cleanup hitter, you're the cleanup hitter. So he's going to hit cleanup for us. Obviously, we know who he is. Let's accommodate. This is all we're paying, for Ellie De La Cruz. So he's in fourth. Caldwell, we're going to hit fifth. He's going to be in center. Linebacker going to DH to start the year at least. He'll DH, hit sixth. Rafael will be the second baseman to open the year, hitting seventh. Antonacci's the third baseman, and then Harry Ford is behind the dish with a chance for Hayashi to get in every once in a while. Lefties, only thing that changes is Game Gonzalez comes in. and he starts versus lefties, really, really, really elite versus them. So he's in. And then pitching-wise, they're starting 5. Andrew Painter is the ace. We know that. Luzardo's the number 2. Sproat the 3. Peterson the 4. And So the 5. If one of Peterson and So struggle, then I'll move Ben Blair into that role. We really, happy with the development he's made this offseason. Then in the bullpen, it's Blair and Abel as the long relief kind of guys. Middle relief, we have Kopp, Joyce, and Rawson. And then stoppers to start the year is Dreyer, Skinner because of his 35 stamina, and Sasaki. One name that you might notice is missing is Orion Kerkering, and that is because he got hurt. Where is he? He had a sprained arm or something, or he had a sore elbow. So we gave him an IL stint. He'll be back in 11 days, but he will miss opening day. But that's the team. That's kind of the off season. Let's take a look at the preseason predictions, and then we'll get out of here. The O's are atop the AL East. They look to be very good. Red Sox right there, even though they lose Crochet. So I don't even know. They've got, interesting options there. The Yankees are supposed to miss, even though, how good Garrett Crochet is. And take a look at that. AL Central, we're projected to win 99 games. Okay, can we please do that? We're projected to be the top here. Hit well, pitch well. That would be incredible. The A's and Rangers atop the West, so go A's. But the reigning champs should be really good. Wow, that's cool. Top bats, let's take a look. Wyatt Langford, no surprise. This is an out of a park player's wet dream right here. Is this? He looks unbelievable. He's so good. Nick Kurtz, Zalud. Okay, Kevin Zalud, 80 outfield. Oh my goodness. When did he get taken? 17th pick. Back in 2028. Like, this is a recent pick. Zalud is. Holy crap, 80 outfield range. Came up AAA for both seasons. For some reason, he must have gotten hurt. Yeah. And now he's up. And he looks unbelievable for the A's. That's a cool guy. Roman Anthony. Both Luke Keeschel and Dylan Cruz on this list. So, honestly, no Ellie De La Cruz is crazy. But Keeschel, they hope that he's back to his form. And then Dylan Cruz, Soderstrom, Vladdy, Kobe Mayo, and DeVries. And then pitchers, we have a few here. So this is literally the first time we see the Minnesota team on these top pitchers, hitters, whatnot. Mike Kennedy, Sproat, Painter, Hunter Brown, Dikembe Sanchez, Max Fried, Luzardo, Bubich, Colton Smith, who was a minor league signing for them. Oh, why do I remember this guy? Yeah, we had him. We drafted him 359th, and then the AI released him. Damn. Well, that'll get you. That is unfortunate. When was he here? Oh, he didn't play at all with us. Interesting. Colton Smith. Because he was someone that we went... What did he do? We got him for a little bit. I kind of forget. But yeah. And then Ianson, which is one of the new guys coming in for Boston now that Crochet is done. He drafted in 2025 at his 7th pick. He's developed, and he's now a top guy. The Mets are projected to win 101 games, win the East. The Cardinals, no surprise in the Central, very competitive. Dodgers, no surprise in the West. Padres and Diamondbacks around. And then Soto, Bush, Perdomo, Carroll, Alderman, Hanscom, Stowers, Springer, Tatis, and Acuna. So no surprises really in the bats. And then Skeens, Sanchez, Toki, The Miz, Logan Webb, Chase Burns, Yamamoto, Matt Boyd, Waldrop, and Schwellenbach. So really no surprises in the NL. Surprises really just came with almost us being, good. But, here we are. We're ready to go. We're projected to win a lot of games. So hopefully we can go out and reach those projections. We can hit this year. Ellie De La Cruz, Dylan Cruz, everyone with Cruz, Luke Keeschel, and just do what we did last year and keep pitching. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We faced the Angels on opening day, which is funny because Carvente was like they're kind of our rival a little bit. They have Buxton, they got Carvente. They're taking everything we worked for. But yeah, so that is we're ready. 2030's got to be our year. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see how the Twins do.